Teacher talking sports, what it does, what it do, how we living. Let's continue our series of NFL Mount Rushmores. This will be the 26th of 32 teams. Today we are doing the Philadelphia Eagles. In these, I attempt to name the four best players in franchise history. As a subjective list, let me know in the comments who you would include. And this was a tough one. The four I'm going to name wasn't my original four. I had seven guys in total that I had on here, so four made it, three did not. But I'll go over a bunch of honorable mentions at the end. The Eagles have been a franchise since 1933, played 89 seasons, finally got off the Super Bowl schneid by winning one in the 2017 season. That was their third appearance in the Super Bowl. They also won NFL championships in 1948, 1949, and 1960. So let's get into it. In my opinion, the four best players in Eagles history, as the players are not ranked in order. They are listed in alphabetical order by last name. Let's get to it. We're starting with Chuck Bednarik, first overall pick in the 1949 NFL Draft, inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1967. Bednarik is known as the last player to really play all 60 minutes of a game. Played linebacker on defense, played center on offense, and was superb at both. Hard-hitting linebacker, was an 8-time Pro Bowler in his 14-year career from 1949 to 1962, all with the Eagles. Also was a 6-time All-Pro, including 5 straight seasons from 1950 to 1954. Bednarik was a member of the Hall of Fame All-1950s team. He was a member of 2 of the Eagles championship teams over a decade apart, 1949 and then 1960. Bednarik, historic player, had to be included, passed away on March 21st, 2015 at the age of 89. First player on the Eagles Mount Rushmore. Next, we got Brian Dawkins. Brian Dawkins, selected 61st overall, second round, 1996 NFL Draft. Recently inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2018. Dawkins played a total of 13 years with the Eagles from 1996 to 2008 before spending his last 3 seasons with the Denver Broncos. Dawkins, all in all, made 7 Pro Bowls with the Eagles and was a 4-time first-team All-Pro. Altogether, 34 interceptions with the Eagles, returning 2 of them for touchdowns. Also had a fumble recovery for a touchdown, also known as one of the hard hitters at the safety position. Dawkins finished 3rd in Defensive Player of the Year voting in 2002. Also had 21 sacks as a defensive back. Brian Dawkins, well-deserved Hall of Famer, well-deserved Mount Rushmore member. Next, we're going to go with another old-timer. Included 2 on this Mount Rushmore. There really was no way I couldn't include him. Here we got Steve Van Buren. Steve Van Buren was drafted 5th overall in the 1944 NFL Draft, inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1965. Only played 8 seasons, but boy, were they incredible. Led the league in rushing yards 4 times, led the league in rushing touchdowns 4 times, led the league in rushing yards per game 5 times. He was the first player to have a double-digit rushing touchdown season with 15 in 1945. That was one of 4 seasons in which he had double-digit touchdowns. He also had over 1,000 yards twice, including a career high 1,146 in 1949. He didn't just run with the ball. He also had 2 punt returns for touchdowns in his career, 3 kickoff return touchdowns for his career, and intercepted 9 passes as well. Steve Van Buren, originally didn't have him on, but had to include him. And let's end with one of the most historic defensive figures in NFL history, Reggie White. drafted 4th overall in the 1984 NFL Supplemental Draft, inducted to the Hall of Fame in 2006. Born in 1961, unfortunately passed away in 2004 at the age of 43. Reggie White played 8 seasons with the Eagles from 85 to 92 before spending 6 years with the Packers and ending his career with 1 season with the Panthers. But he was an historic figure while with the Eagles, named to the Pro Bowl in each of the last 7 years, was a first-team All-Pro 6 straight seasons from 1986 to 1991. That 1987 season, 21 sacks in just 12 games played. If he had played the full 16-game season, in all likelihood would have the single-season sack record. Was named Defensive Player of the Year that season. Also finished second in voting 1988, third 1991, and fourth in 1989. He had double-digit sacks, at least 11 sacks in all 8 of his seasons with the Eagles. 124 sacks total. Teacher and me says 15 and a half sacks a season in his 8 years. Historic numbers. Led the league in sacks also in 1988 with 18. Had 4 seasons with the Eagles in which he compiled over 100 tackles from the defensive end position. Not easy. Reggie White is the last member of the Eagles Mount Rushmore. So let's get into it again. Alphabetical order by last name. We got Chuck Bednarik, Brian Dawkins, Steve Van Buren, and Reggie White. As always, I'll name a bunch of honorable mentions. And I really wanted to include someone from the Super Bowl winning team. So at one point, I had Jason Peters on, and at another point, I had Jason Kelce on. I just had to leave them off. I did not know who to take out. Again, originally, I did not have Van Buren in, but had to include him. Just one of the historic figures in the game in the 50s. And I also at one time had Donovan McNabb on, but I took him off as well. Other honorable mentions include Pete Retzlaff, Jerome Brown, Harold Carmichael, Fletcher Cox, Jason Kelce, Pete Fios, Randall Cunningham, Ron Jaworski, Trey Thomas, Troy Vincent, LaShawn McCoy, Wilbert Montgomery, Brian Westbrook, Zach Ertz, Mike Quick, Tommy McDonald, Eric Allen, and Trent Cole. There you have it. 26 Mount Rushmores down. We only have 6 to go. How crazy is that? I'll be power ranking them when I'm done with all 32 teams. So I'll be done by next week. Flew by. Tomorrow's going to be a challenging one, guys. Pittsburgh Steelers. Think of all the legendary Hall of Fame players they've had. How am I going to limit it to 4? Stay tuned. But don't forget to subscribe, guys. I appreciate all you new subscribers. Let's keep it going. Let's keep that momentum going. Hit that subscribe, like the video, share the video, hit the bell for notifications. I'm out.